Good afternoon, students. As I promised you in our last class, we are going to start to work on unseens, how to solve an unseen in the proper manner, and this is in order to get you ready for next year. So I made a PowerPoint and you have an unseen that was given to you with the class. So once you go ahead, you have two ways to do this. Either you can do it as I play the tape, as this recording is made, and you can stop it and do it, which is what I suggest that you do. אתם יכולים בעצם לעשות את המטלה, פשוט לעצור כל פעם שאני נותן הנחיה אחרת, ולהמשיך את ההקלטה, וזה אני ממליץ. The other option is to hear the entire tape and to do it at the end. And it's really up to you how you want to do it. Each person will decide for themselves. However, I think the best way, as I said before, is to do it section by section. So let's go ahead. You're not going to solve the unseen today. Today, we're going to talk about pre-reading. Pre-reading means Dam Kriya. What do we do before we read? So we're going to start there. And we're going to start with pre-reading, because if you want to solve an unseen correctly, you need to do it in a certain way. אם אתם באמת רוצים לעשות unseen בצורה נכונה, יש דרך נכונה ודרך יעילה יותר לעשות את זה. And it will bring your scores up, וזה יעלה לכם את הציונים. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is what are the parts of an unseen. מה חלקי unseen. So basically, give me a second here. There we go. So basically, the first thing we have is the title. And the title can tell us what the unseen is going to be about. However, that is not always true, and we'll talk about that later on. The next thing you have is the opening paragraph. The opening paragraph is the first paragraph of an unseen, and it will tell us what the topic or the problem that the unseen is going to tell us about. Then we have the body. The body of an unseen is like the sentences of a paragraph. Just like the sentences of a paragraph tell us more information about the topic sentence, okay? The paragraphs in the body of an unseen, these paragraphs tell us information about the opening paragraph, either about the topic or the problem in the first paragraph. And at the end of the unseen, we have a final paragraph. It can be a conclusion, a maskana, to the chidush שלומדים מהאנסין עצמו. Second thing is a summary, a sikum of what was said. Future, what can we expect in the future? And quite often we will have the opinion, the da'ah of the writer. I want to go back and speak about the body for a second. Most of the information in an unseen will be in the body. And what's very important for you to understand that each paragraph in a body has a different topic. שלכל פסקה בגוף האנסין יש לו נושא אחר שאומר לנו משהו אודות הפסקה הפותחת, פסקה הראשונה. And of course, usually the first sentence of every paragraph tells us what the paragraph is about. So let's go on to our next topic is why do we need to pre-read? למה אז לעשות פעולות שקדם קריאה? So first of all, it helps us better understand the text by familiarization. This means we become familiar. אנחנו מתחילים להכיר את האנסים בצורה כזאת, וזה עוזר לנו להבין את האנסים בצורה יותר יעילה when we read it. To find the answers in an easier manner. By doing some of these things that we're about to do, It'll help us find the answers quicker, and it'll also be easier for us to find them. To obtain a general understanding of the text, that means to basically שיהיה לנו הבנה כללית של הטקסט עצמו, and these are the way we do it is by doing pre-reading. This is why this lesson about pre-reading is so important to you. So first thing we want to do is we want to read the title, the koteret of the text. So usually it will tell us the general idea of the text. זה יגיד לנו את הרעיון הכללי של הטקסט. However, that is not always true. It's not always accurate, מדויק. An example of this would be a star is born. A star can be a rock star, an actor. It also can be a star in the heavens. זה יכול להיות כוכב בשמיים. So it can be about a black hole. It also may be about a person. So sometimes they use puns. עושים כל מיני משחקי מילים, and then the title of the text tells us nothing about the text, but it's something worth looking at because sometimes it is connected. But by reading the title, it starts our mind, it makes our mind זה גורם למוח להתחיל לעבוד שאנחנו ניגשים לטקסט. אז זה דבר שהוא חשוב לעשות. So therefore, it's an important thing to do. Step 2, read the first sentence of each paragraph. Why do we want to read the first sentence of each paragraph? It contains the main idea of the paragraph. Usually, the first sentence of the paragraph has the main idea. So from that first sentence, we know what the topic of the paragraph can be. Also, it is a supporting factor of the first paragraph. זה תומך בפסקה הראשונה שהוא הפסקה העיקרי, הפסקת המבוא של האנסין, and it also assists, it helps us in finding information. So we know, if we don't know what paragraph certain information is, by doing so, we will understand what is going to be in that paragraph. We will learn to find the information. So what I want to do at this point is what you're going to do is you're going to go at this point to your unseen, and we're going to go to the unseen itself, the unseen I gave you. And what you have here, okay, what you have here is, okay, if you have this paragraph here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, Mars 2112, sorry. If you are a sci-fi fan, okay, or just enjoy eating out in unusual restaurants, then Mars 2112 is the place for you. So basically, we learned that the main idea of this unseen is basically a special restaurant. So you're going to take your pen and you're going to write, okay, on the side here, you'll write excuse me, it's just hard to write this way, special one second, I'm going to do this in an easier way to do this. I apologize. Do it by text. So here, I can just write here, a special restaurant. Okay? Then you would write it. And you would say, okay, your first paragraph talks about a special restaurant. Let's go to the second paragraph. The Martian experience begins the minute you step inside. So what do you think this paragraph is going to tell us about? You'll start it here. The experience 21:12. So basically, it'll tell us about the experience at this restaurant. So basically, what you'll do is you'll go down the unseen. Okay, and as you go down the unseen, and as you do that, you'll next to the beginning of each paragraph, you will write what the topic of that paragraph is. אז בעצם מה שאתם עושים, אתם קוראים את הפסקה הראשונה של, את המשפט הראשון של כל פסקה, ומזה מנסים להבין מה התוכן של אותו פסקה, ואז אתם רושמים בצד מה הנושא, אוקיי? מה הנושא שהבנתם. So, after you've done, so do that now, and after you do that, you, go ahead and continue with the matzeget, okay? So read the first sentence of each paragraph, and write next to the beginning of each paragraph what that paragraph is going to be about. Step 3, connect the questions to the text. So here what you're going to do is you're going to read the question. And you're going to look at what lines each question belongs to. אתם תקראו את השאלות, ואתם הולכים להסתכל לאיזה שורות מכוון כל שאלה. Mark the question number in the lines mark the question number in the lines next, in the text next to the lines. מה אתם הולכים לעשות? לקחת את המספר שאלה ולסמן את השורות של שאלה מספר 1, ואני אראה לכם דוגמה עוד שנייה, ואתם רוצים את זה לכל השאלות. And why do we do this? Quite often, we're able to find more than one answer for the question in the text. לפעמים, למה אנחנו צריכים לעשות את זה? כי הרבה פעמים אפשר למצוא יותר מתשובה אחד בתוך הטקסט השאלה. However, usually the questions point to a certain line. באופן כללי, השאלות מכוונות למספרי שורות מסוימים, ואם אנחנו ניקח תשובה לשאלה מהשורות הלא נכונות, זה יחשב כאילו לא ענית נכון בכלל, למרות שהיה לך אז הבנה לזה, והמתודיקה הזאת עוזר לנו למנוע טעויות כאלו, תחת לחץ. So, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. I'm going to show you what I want you to do. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm saying, okay, the purpose of lines 1 through 4 is to A, attract sci-fi fans, B, give additional information about Mars, describe unusual restaurants in New York, catch the attention of potential customers. Where is the answer? The answer is going to be, the answer is going to be in lines 1 through 4. So what I do here is I go up to lines 1 through 4, and I go like this. And I said question number 1 is here. And before you wrote the main idea of one here. The next thing you're going to do, of course, after you do that, After you do that, you go to question number 2, and you do the same thing, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So you would go to question number 2. What does the writer describe in lines 5 through 11? So we know the question, sorry about that. This is going back up here. So, sorry about that. This was the question here. So the next one is 5 through 11, so I'll take my pen. And I will basically go 5, annotate. So I'll basically go here. I'll go 5 through 11. And here I'll write number 2, okay? Just like I did here in question number 1, where the answer was to be found in 1 through 4. And I do this for all the questions all the way throughout the text. Okay, so now that we've marked Simanu at Mispere ליד הטקסט את המיקום איפה אנחנו נמצא את התשובה, אנחנו ממשיכים לשלב הזה, שבעצם אתה עושה את המטלה. So what you do is you put your name on the unseen, you make sure you did all the steps so far as noted in this assignment, and you put it in my box in the teacher room. אחרי שיעור, אתם שמים את המטלה בתוך התא שלי בחדר מורים, עם השם שלכם הזה, כי אני הולך לבדוק מי היה נוכח ומי עשה. I'm going to see who was there, and then I will give it back to you at the next lesson. If you do not put it in the teacher's box today, it means that you did not do the assignment during class day. V'yirashem lachem chisur. I want to remind you, nochochut is like a test in my class. So I wish you the best of luck. It's a very easy assignment. If you have any questions, you can write me a WhatsApp because I'm going to be in a class, and I will try to answer your questions. So I want you to do those 3 steps on pre-reading, and we will see each other again in class on Wednesday for 2 hours of unseen practice and unseen strategy. So have a good day, and I look forward to seeing you in our next class.